Rodriguez continues the body attack. And
there it was again. They'll wave it off.
At just 25 years old, he's already a world champion in 2 divisions.
He has no legs.
Oh, so the performance of a lifetime. Are we going to see the...
Undefeated in 23 fights, he has knocked out legends, unified titles, and achieved it all before most boxers even reach their prime. Jesse James Rodriguez Franco was born on January 20th, 2000 in San Antonio, Texas, in a family where boxing was not just a sport, but a way of life. His older brother, Joshua Franco, would end up becoming a world champion, but what about young Jesse? He was different. At just 9 years old, Jesse accompanied Joshua to the San Fernando Boxing Club. He wasn't there to train, but to observe. But after a couple of weeks watching, something clicked. He got in the ring and never looked back. Boxing was everything to him. In 7th grade, Jesse left traditional school and started homeschooling. His dedication paid off. National championships, international medals, a silver at the 2015 Junior World Championship. And then at just 17 years old, Jesse became a professional. His achievements as an amateur were impressive, but what came next would be legendary. In his 4th professional fight, the knockouts began. Jorge Mosquera stepped into the ring expecting a competitive fight, but he left wondering what had hit him.
taking his time in here in this first round.
I really like the way he's walking him down. He's able to cut off the ring.
They wanted him to go to the Olympics.
A jab, nice and composed, able to.
In the second round, Rodriguez unleashed devastating body shots that left Mosquera collapsed on the canvas.
Mosquera complaining that it was a little bit low on the shorts as Rodriguez continues the body attack and his straight hand floors Mosquera.
You know, for 17 years old,
Rodriguez made a statement with this knockout. Only 6 weeks after his debut, Rodriguez returned to the ring. Eric Negrete thought he could test the promising youngster, but he was wrong.
And try to be the aggressor, now he takes a back step. Absolutely, looks like he's still in high school. Weight rounds.
We're in the middle of the ring.
Less than 2 minutes into the fight, Rodriguez showed he had finishing power, landing a devastating combination that brutally ended Negrete's night.
Rodriguez unleashing combinations and down goes Negrete.
A first-round TKO, the 17-year-old wasn't just learning, he was destroying. In October 2021, Rodriguez was quickly climbing up the rankings. Jose Alejandro Burgos was supposed to be a legitimate test, an experienced boxer who could expose the young prospect's weaknesses. But he never got the chance.
Turned pro at 17 years old in Mexico.
Fourth fight in California, first time in Fresno. He's fought in Texas, California, Nevada, and Mexico.
Right combinations, but he can break the tempo with some nice jabs.
And you always get that front foot battle when it's a southpaw and an orthodox fighter.
Body shot on the inside there by Rodriguez.
For 4 rounds, Rodriguez destroyed Burgos with surgical precision. Then he turned up the intensity and finished him off with brutal power punches that sent Burgos to the canvas.
Pivoting, you know, you forget about the jab.
Oh, nice inside left hand, and that wobbled Burgos a little bit. His foundation, seems to be destabilized, and they're calling for the storm. A left hand buckles the knees, and down goes El Nino.
Rodriguez.
Burgos got up, but he should have stayed on the ground. This time, Rodriguez unleashed a brutal combination, and the referee stepped in to save him.
And there it was again. They'll wave it off. A good stoppage. It's
Victory by technical knockout in the 4th round. Rodriguez now had a record of 14-0 with 10 knockouts, and the chance to fight for the world title was just around the corner. This is where everything changed. Rodriguez was supposed to fight on the undercard in a flyweight bout, but when Srisaket Sorungvisai withdrew due to illness, Rodriguez got the call 6 days before fight night. The opportunity was huge, fighting for the vacant WBC Super Flyweight title, moving up 2 weight classes. Most boxers would have hesitated, but Rodriguez didn't think twice. At 22 years old, Rodriguez stepped into the ring in Phoenix against the veteran Carlos Cuadras and gave a masterful performance.
See that subtle little shift right there, the pivot of Bam Rodriguez.
Despite what he told us, you've got to believe there were plenty of...
Vasily Lomachenko, because, you know, that's high praise, but it's deserved here because you do...
Rodriguez's speed was overwhelming, his footwork was sublime, and his power translated perfectly to the higher weight class, as if he had been fighting there his entire career.
Straight shot there lands for Rodriguez. Cuadras answers.
Having fun with the franchise belt.
In the 3rd round, Rodriguez landed a beautiful right uppercut that sent Cuadras to the canvas. But he got up immediately and the message was clear. Rodriguez belonged on that stage. Rodriguez controlled the rest of the fight and won by unanimous decision. At 22 years old, Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez became the youngest active world boxing champion, and the first boxer born in the 2000s to win a world title. For his 2nd title defense, Rodriguez faced the man who was supposed to fight Cuadras, Srisaketso Rungvisai. This was not just any opponent. He was a former world champion, one of the best pound-for-pound boxers, and a living legend. This was supposed to be the toughest test for Rodriguez, but it wasn't even close to that. Rodriguez dominated from the very beginning, showing superior speed, more precise combinations, and devastating bodywork.
Bam Rodriguez fell into a habit of standing in the pocket.
Violence right there. 1-2 got an angle. Two is untied. That's going to be upside.
Yes, but he's got to believe that he's got to see now that Bam is a lot better.
Rodriguez
To stop Srisaketso Rungvisai.
He's out. He's going to have to punch with Bam Rodriguez.
By the 8th round, Rodriguez had taken complete control. He cornered Rungvisai against the ropes and unleashed a brutal and relentless barrage of punches that left Rungvisai defenseless, absorbing the punishment with no chance to escape.
He has no legs.
Oh, so Rungvisai is ready to go! Bam Rodriguez in his hometown, putting on the performance of a lifetime! And we're going to see the end! It's over!
The referee stepped in to save him. Rodriguez handed Rungvisai his first KO loss since 2009. Rodriguez vacated his Super Flyweight title to move down to Flyweight and fight for the World Boxing Organization title against Christian Gonzalez. It was a homecoming fight in San Antonio, and Rodriguez wanted it to be memorable.
Only a matter of time for Bam Rodriguez to catch himself. Love that bop.
Title.
112. Whoa! Way of boxing. He senses that. Gonzalez doesn't like those bodies.
Can be the youngest champ in the world at 23.
You're not getting the same pop and leverage that Gonzalez did.
Yeah, much better rounds. This is for Gonzalez, who's put up, I think, a better fight than most people.
He set up a big overhand left. He can still get this stoppage, but it's good.
He dominated the fight throughout, winning by unanimous decision. But here's the most incredible part. Rodriguez revealed after the fight that he had broken his jaw in the 6th round and kept fighting despite the pain. At 23 years old, Jesse Rodriguez was a world champion in 2 divisions. To unify the flyweight division, Rodriguez faced the IBF champion, Sonny Edwards, in Glendale, Arizona. Edwards was skilled, confident, and talked a lot. From the very beginning, Rodriguez had total control. His speed, his precision, his power, everything was far superior to Edwards.
Pulled together really
Sonny, back and forth. Right, bottom of the right. Sonny's getting hit more than...
Breadbasket is the center.
To the left by Sonny.
yeah, he just switched
During the first 4 rounds, the fight was very close. Both exchanged blows, matched each other's speed, and refused to give ground.
He can start boxing himself.
That's been pretty good for Sonny Edwards.
And he told me he wakes up, works out.
This is from his range.
But in the 5th round, the first cracks began to appear. Sonny suffered a nasty cut under his eye from an accidental clash of heads. A few seconds before the end of the round, Rodriguez unleashed a relentless fury of punches.
Now Bam's talking, and Sonny might be hurt. He might be in trouble. Sonny better get out of there.
In the 9th round, Rodriguez landed a devastating punch that sent Edwards to the canvas. Edwards got up, but the damage was already done. Bruised, bleeding from the cut, and with a fractured orbital bone, Edwards couldn't continue. His corner pulled him out on the stool. Rodriguez outlanded Edwards 238 to 138 in total punches, and by 180 to 75 in power punches, landing 62% of his power punches. At just 23 years old, Jesse Rodriguez was now the unified world flyweight champion. This was the big fight. Juan Francisco Estrada, El Gallo, future Hall of Famer, a great pound-for-pound boxer who was coming off an 8-fight winning streak. Rodriguez moved back up to super flyweight to fight for the WBC titles and the Ring Magazine title held by Estrada. This was his defining moment.
Hurts you.
There's a good on the inside as well.
And he barely makes you.
There from Bam Rodriguez, and now Gallo is hurt.
Gallo's hurt.
Another uppercut from Bam.
The fight was spectacular. Rodriguez's speed and footwork caused problems for Estrada from the very beginning. In the 3rd round, an uppercut shook Estrada. In the 4th round, Rodriguez knocked Estrada down with a beautiful, but Estrada didn't give up. The veteran champion came back strong in the 6th round, knocking Rodriguez down with a straight right for the first time in his career.
From Bam Rodriguez. Hard right hand.
Rodriguez got up, smiled, and went back to work. Then came the 7th round. Rodriguez threw a devastating left hook to the body, which bent Estrada in half. "I hadn't felt a punch like that since my amateur days," said Estrada afterward. Rodriguez had achieved the impossible. At 24 years old, he had knocked out a legend destined for the Hall of Fame, and he had become a 2-time world super flyweight champion. To unify the super flyweight division, Rodriguez faced the WBO champion, Fumalele Cafu, in Frisco, Texas. Cafu came in undefeated, but he was about to learn a painful lesson. From the 1st round, Rodriguez controlled Cafu with a precise jab. He knocked him down with surgical combinations and punished him with relentless bodywork.
That check left hook that Cafu is throwing is keeping Bam from getting those angles.
It's a bizarre strategy. Look, I've watched every Cafu fight that's available online. He's how to figure guys out. Takes him a few rounds. Gets the
They want him to foot feint. You know, that's the thing. Both these.
Yeah.
Good
And
shot
a straight
by Bam.
shot. Yeah, I think Puma might be hurt a little bit.
Yes, that's his MO right there.
Like
The 3 draws on his record indicate that he likes keeping fights close.
of Bam Rodriguez, so 5 rounds to 1 in favor.
The tight guard of Cafu.
Stamina to keep this kind of pace up.
You're always going to get.
In the 10th round, Rodriguez landed a brutal body shot that knocked Cafu down. But Rodriguez continued with a devastating attack, unleashing a flurry of punches, while Cafu desperately tried to survive. His corner had seen enough and threw in the towel. Rodriguez was now a unified champion in the 2nd weight class. "That was probably my best performance to date," said Rodriguez afterwards. 47% of his power punches.
Much power to turn this fight around.
23 wins, 0 losses, 16 knockouts. World champion in 2 divisions. Unified in 2 weight classes.